Hello, and welcome back to DMV Rivals Summer 2023 edition. I'm your host, FaZe, joined today by M-Tang. How's it going?
It's good. I'm excited to get DMV Rivals finally back started.
Yes, sir. All right, so today we have what should be a pretty exciting match between two mid laners and Pisslit's Revenge. So let's take a look at each of the teams. On the side of two mid laners, we have Euphonia, Babbles, Hoptech, Rags to Boss, and Autumn. And on the side of Pisslit's Revenge, who will be returning after their first win last Saturday, we have Jiraxis, Cloudy, Weak Side Mid Lane, Triangle Plant, and You Are My Son. Is there any particular matchup you're looking forward to today?
Uh, last DMV I actually played with Autumn as my sub mid laner, and Asif. Actually, not understand. I think Autumn switching to support is going to be interesting because I think the bot lane on Triangle Plant's team is not particularly their strong point. So I'm looking to see how Autumn can flex her mid lane muscles in the bot lane.
Yeah, this will be an interesting matchup to see for sure. Uh, I do think that both Rags to Boss and Triangle Plant are particularly impressive ADCs in the tournament. We already saw Triangle Plant pop off on the Kog'Maw on Saturday, and we'll see if they're able to return with any of these picks again today. Um, Other than that, I think the jungle matchup could be quite interesting. Cloudy, showed why he was one of the best junglers in the tournament on Saturday, and Babbles, who is known for playing Ivern, which is a particularly strong champ in the meta, will be seeing what he can do up against Cloudy today.
I'm also excited for just the pick ban draft or the pick ban phase because on both of these teams there are a lot of iconic champions: Cloudy's, Kindred, Hoptex Azir, and Jirax's GP, Euphonia, or Babel's Ivern, and I think you mentioned there was a very good Vladimir in this lobby as well.
Yeah, weak side mid lane is a very high level Vladimir one trick. So we'll see if any of those picks manage to get their way through the draft. Uh, Definitely, not both teams are not going to be able to ban all of those powerful picks, and a lot of those champions are pretty strong in the current meta. So we'll see what's able to make it through and what teams opt to ban.
Yep, I'm also just interested, are they going to look to ban out any of the one tricks, or are they going to try to ban out some of the meta? Because right now we're looking at the classic Milio, Yumi, Hypercarry, Kog'Maws. I'm wondering if they're going to let these GPs, Vladimirs, Iverns go through, let people stick to their comfort, or are they going to play towards the meta? What do you think about the meta right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously there are a lot of really powerful champions. We saw Milio able to be first picked last week by Pisslit's Revenge, and they performed very well with that champion. So we'll see if some of the more powerful picks are able to make it through the draft with all of the powerful champion mains that we have in this particular matchup. I think another kind of unseen advantage for the side of two mid laners is that they'll be on the blue side, which will allow them to get the first pick of those champions. And while they'll mainly be able to focus on banning out the one tricks, the side of Pisslit's Revenge might have to spend a little bit more of their bans, targeting those high power picks in the current meta.
Mm. I'm just thinking about how these two teams want to play. Do you think Cloudy's team will be looking to empower their bot lane or their jungle, or what do you think they're going to play towards?
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the current state of the game, bot lane does seem to be the name of the game. So we'll see if everyone is going to be focusing on bot lane this game. But we did see Jiraxis have a very strong performance on the gangplank. So maybe Cloudy will be looking to empower his top lane as well, especially if they can get Jiraxis on the gangplank again or on a similar power pick.
Yeah, this current meta is kind of looking like a everyone pass for bot, cover their waves, make sure your AD carry isn't dying under tower type of game nowadays. But I know it has been nerfed, but a lot of these lethality junglers like Kha'Zix, uh, Cosmic got nerfed, but a lot of the like mobility, the assassin, just annoying like Kha'Zix, Rengar junglers are kind of back. What do you are you think? Do you think any of these are going to show up? Or we're going to see more of the classic Wukong, Vi, engage, cover your bot lane, like Maokai type champions?
Yeah, I mean, I think Cloudy has a pretty versatile champion pool. We did see him bring out the Kha'Zix already, and he's already performed very well on picks like the Graves and Kindred in this DMV and previous DMVs. So we'll see if he's able to get his hands on one of those champions and take advantage. But champions like the Vi, like the Wukong, and then now the Ivern are still very strong, and we'll see if maybe Babbles can get one of those champions to try and contest Cloudy in the jungle. Especially with the newly buffed Triforce. Some of these champions, like the Kindred, have been opting to go to the Triforce these days, and it's a very highly contested jungler for a good reason.
Mm, good insights. We have not talked about the mid lane yet. I am close, not close. I'm friends with Asif Tech, but I know nothing about weak side mid lane. Will he live up to his name and play weak side, or like what do you think this guy plays?
Well, we do know he's a Vladimir one trick, so but that I think with all likelihood will be taken off the table. So we did see him bring out the Syndra earlier, and he performed very well, especially in the mid to late game team fights with that pick. So we'll see if he's able to get his hands on one of these control mages and pop off in team fights as we saw him do on Saturday. And I think Hoptech also having a very versatile champion pool. We'll see if he's able to answer one of the picks of weak side mid lane and create advantages for his team that way.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Hoptech, previously known for his Echo, likes to dabble in a little bit of Zed. So maybe if weak side mid lane goes for a safe control mage, we might see a spicy assassin mid lane pick. Although I know his opinions on assassin mid lanes are just apparently shit, but
Well, we'll have to see how things go with that. Unfortunately, it looks like Pistlet's Revenge is currently missing one of their members. Hopefully, they'll show up soon and we'll be able to get into Champion Select. But yeah, I think for now we're gonna take a couple of minutes break while we wait for him to get ready, and yeah, we'll be back as soon as we get into the draft. And we're back, ready to get into the draft here.
Oh, the draft is done.
No, no, this is the previous draft. Yep. All right, and here's the draft. Looks like yeah, we're gonna have two of the one tricks we were just talking about with the Jarvan, oh, and the Vladimir and the Poppy all banned out right away. The Zeri, another powerful pick. What do you think about these first bans?
Well, as we expected, they're just two mid laners are just vetting out the one tricks exactly what expected, and as you predicted as well, the two high prio bans, like first pick bans on the Milio and Zeri, and then a Poppy. Is that a one trick ban?
Yeah, that's Euphonia's Poppy, we believe. Yumi picked up first for the side of two mid laners. Very very powerful pick, and did manage to make it through the ban phase. So we'll see how Autumn is able to perform on that champion and what they'll pick to pair that with.
Yeah, we should have did that MSI ruling and banned this chef from tournament, but it is a strong pick, so we'll see what Pistos Revenge returned back with.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it will be the Lucian, and probably something else like the Nami to pair with the Lucian. Maybe we'll see something a little more spicy, like the Sona, or I don't know. There's a lot of the normally paired with Lucian champions are banned out, so we'll see what they come out with. But yeah, I'd imagine it will,
Yeah,
and it
the
looks like it will just
eternal
be the
Lucian
Nami.
Nami.
Yep.
For the
The
last 2 years, this duo has been terrorizing the bot lane. I will say, I think it is good into Yumi. Yumi's laning is like it's okay, but it's not. It's more extended and like if you get into the fights, it can be dangerous because Yumi has the summer spell advantage. But Lucian Nami burst could be dangerous in this laning phase.
Yeah, so they've opted to go choose the Zaya to go with the Yumi. I'm not sure how I feel about this particular pairing. Do you have any insights?
I also don't. I think this is not the best pairing. Zaya is not your typical hyper carry that just like lives because it's because Zaya is very self sufficient AD or wants peel in front of her, someone to CC the people so she can hit lay feathers and then draw them back, right?
Yeah, I
While
mean,
Yumi is more known to just like make you unkillable, run forward, infinite move speed and shield. It's like not the ideal AD, but I guess it can work.
yeah. I mean, we'll have to see how it does. I'm not sure if the lane like Zaya Yumi's going to be able to hold off the Lucian Nami. Looks like Gragas picked up. That will probably be Euphonia's Gragas. In addition to the Poppy, he does play a lot of the Gragas, so we'll probably see that up in the top lane. Meanwhile, Cloudy grabbing the Hecarim early on, a champion that's been very powerful in the jungle for quite a while now.
I am a little bit scared for this bot lane because these first three picks very strong burst early game. If they all hit their buttons on you early game, that's like 400 undodgeable damage. So I'm worried about getting the bot lane of two mid laners getting Dovin and getting like 400 damage auto attacked, right?
Yeah, we'll have to see if they're able to opt for some jungler that's able to help protect the bot lane. But if not, yeah, there could be a lot of damage happening there early, as it seems like we're getting a lot of mid lane bans. The Syndra banned out, the Silas, the Galio, and yeah, we'll see what two mid laners decides to choose for their last ban here.
Optech, a very good Silas player, but I think banning Silas this early might set up for something. It's like if you ban Silas, it's like you're trying to pick like well, usually Silas is picked into stuff like Maokai, Malphite, where the ultimates are super powerful.
Yeah,
So
I agree. I don't know how I feel about the Malphite into the comp that two mid laners has so far with the Zaya, but they could always
yeah,
go for it. It looks like it'll be the Olaf first pick, presumably in the top lane for Pistlet's Revenge. I think that will be Jiraxxus's Olaf. So we'll see what Euphonia, or I guess that will be into the Gragas. Yeah, we'll see what team two mid laners
yeah.
will go for in response.
Gragas top has been nerfed quite a few. Not Gragas. Olaf top has been nerfed quite a few times. I'm not sure if it's still good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can be strong, especially into the right matchups. I don't know if this is the best lane for Olaf to take advantage of, but at least popping the Ragnarok will allow the Olaf to dodge things like the explosive cask and the body slam from the Gragas. Kane picked
Yeah.
into the Hecarim. I don't know too much about how that matchup goes, but both pretty powerful junglers. As it will be the Lissandra locked in for Hop Tech in the mid lane.
So depending on this mid lane pick, it really depends on if this Lissandra can get mid prio or will she just sack waves to try and like protect the side lanes, right? Because Lissandra, you can either enable your jungler to gank your own lane, or you can go to other lanes and lay the CC down and let them take the kills, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And Cassiopeia picked in response, so pretty powerful champion to match the Lissandra. We'll see how weak side mid lane is able to do in this matchup. Lissandra with the ability to impact the game early on with big ults, but if the Cassiopeia can get a couple of items under her belt, we could see her tearing through the side of two mid laners.
I really like this Cassio pick in a vacuum because if you look on the side of too many mid or what is it, two mid laners, they don't have the longest range. Cassio really struggles against hitting or just getting outranged, right? But Zaya's like a pretty average AD. Cassandra doesn't have range like to really threaten Cassio. Also, it's a good it's kind of counter if Lissandra ever ults herself, you just place the miasma on the Lissandra ulti and she can't flash out. She just sits there and takes damage, right?
Yeah, you can also use it to deny the claw, as well as Kane and Gragas struggling into the Cassiopeia with their reliance on their mobility spells to deal much of their damage. So we'll see if this Cassiopeia ends up being a bit of a monster in this game with all these low range champions to take advantage of.
Yeah, but one potential issue I see Pistlet's Revenge having is their only real engage is either the Olaf or the Hacker really running it in. They don't have much guaranteed C or cash potential. It's just Hacker multi or Olaf really like running it in. I feel like it'll be difficult to get it engaged unless they have really strong positions on objectives and things
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah, they could also look for some flanks. The Hecarim coming from behind and like knocking the ADC into the team, or the Olaf just kind of charging in. There are ways to find fights with the team on the side of Pistlet's Revenge, but yeah, they don't have that guaranteed engage from something like a Lissandra or a Gragas that two mid laners will be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting because if you look at the way Pistol's Revenge like team wants to fight, it's going to be hard to ever get on this Zaya, right? Because if you're on an objective, your jungler has to be in the pit, your Olaf might be zoning, but even if like Hecarim gets a flank, the Zaya has to burn R, probably has to, like you have to get through Zaya R, you have to get through her cleanse most likely since she has a Yumi and she can afford to take cleanse. It's just going to be hard to get on this Zaya, I think, and that's going to be
It could be, but if there are any champions that could do it, the Olaf and the Hecarim, pretty good candidates. As we'll probably see, the Ragnarok popped, and a lot of the peel on the side of two mid laners will kind of be ignored by the Olaf with Lissandra, Gragas not able to do much to him. So yeah, we'll see. I think to me my main concern is the fact that two mid laners I feel like to some extent has a few losing lanes. Like the Zaya Yumi is definitely not a very powerful lane combination, whereas
yeah.
the Lucian Nami can totally take advantage of that. And I feel like Olaf might have a pretty easy time into this Gragas as well. And Cassiopeia, if she can land a few Qs onto Lissandra, then that could be a pretty big advantage. So we'll see. If I think that two mid laners, they do have a pretty solid team fighting comp if they can get through those early lane weaknesses. But yeah, I think this Hecarim might have free range to run around the map with such winning lanes.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a little bit like I think I'm looking at this Hecarim to really blow the game before like Kane even has an item because Kane pre-6, you're kind of just running around the map, queuing camps, power farming, right? But Hecarim does that same thing but faster and has better gank setup and follow up. So I think this Hecarim, if this Hecarim can do things early game, this is going to be a very difficult game for two mid laners.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Cloudy, already all of Pistlet's Revenge off the back of their first win, looking to make that 2 wins, and I think they have a very strong comp ready to potentially tear through two mid laners and get that second dub under their belts. But yeah, with tools like the Gragas ult, the Lissandra ult, the Kayn ult, the team fighting of two mid laners can be pretty tricky, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage of those tools and fight back against Pistlet's Revenge.
Yeah, they will have to, in my opinion, out execute pretty hard and survive early game to be able to come out of this one victorious. They have good team fighting, but their laning phase pre level 6, it's gonna be rough. If Pistol's Revenge can use their advantage as well, find angles. I just don't know what two mid laners can do in the early game to really stop the aggression that the comp on the right wants to put out.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. I guess we're almost ready to get into the game. Just about 30 more seconds. So yeah, we'll see what these teams go for. Just big picture going into the game. Who would you give the draft to? Who do you think's gonna take this one home?
I'm gonna give it to Pistlet's Revenge. Even though I said they're gonna have a hard time getting onto Xayah, I think early game they will be able to put the Xayah far enough behind where they can just run away with it. I think two mid laners early game is a little bit too weak.
Yep, we'll have to see, but I'd look at that Xayah Yuumi, especially in the early levels, is quite the target for Pistlet's Revenge, and we'll see if they're able to survive the onslaught of the Lucian, Nami, and Hecarim, because I can't say I think that bot side 3v3 is anywhere close.
Yeah.
All right, and we're just loading into the game right now, so should be ready in just a moment. So yeah, we see Kayn going for that first strike, maybe looking to make a bit of gold in the early game. Yuumi opting for resolve. That means it's probably a font of life, and she'll be rushing for the Echoes of Helia, which very strong item. Nami probably building that as well. It's even after the nerfs this patch, it might be just a little too powerful. So we probably will see both supports going for that. And yeah, we finally loaded into the game.
Yeah, one thing to note is the Xayah Rags to Boss has actually chosen Ghost instead of Cleanse. I think makes sense. The only thing you're really going to be cleansing this game is like Nami Bubble, Hecarim Fear, and if you get Petrified Gaze, GG. But like you really shouldn't be getting hit by those as the Xayah. So we see a level 1 here.
Yeah, the blue side walking in towards Pistlet's Revenge. We'll see. It looks like they're just peeking their heads out. Not a ward placed on the red buff, but not too much fighting in the level 1.
Yeah, I guess another thing to note is this first strike on the Kayn signifying probably going to go blue. I don't think I've ever seen a red Kayn go first strike, right?
Yeah, I think that blue Kayn will probably be what he goes for this game. We'll see if he's able to gank those ranged lanes on the bot side and get that form early on, or he'll have to wait until later.
What do you think about blue Kayn? This guy, I mean, like your goal here would be run through walls, look on W's on the bot lane and mid lane, but with an ult, like I guess even red Kayn, your goal would be just duel or kind of brawl out with the Olaf and the Hecarim. I guess you're not winning that, right? So does the blue Kayn make sense here to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it could be a pretty good pick. He is starting on the Wolves, but it looks like Pistlet's Revenge will collapse. Babbles flashes over the wall, weak side mid lane flashes to follow, and the last E from the Cassiopeia will secure the first blood. A horrible start for Babbles, and that'll put him well behind in his jungle clear. Hoptech is able to clear out the first wave, though.
Oh wow! What they gambled the start and it did not work out for them. That's a horrible start. Flashless on your Kayn. If he's gonna be powerful, it doesn't matter that much. But again, it's really gonna let the early game comp and Pistol Revenge just run away. But it's a kill onto this Cassiopeia. Started here, so it's gonna be ahead of the curve. So let's see.
As now Lucian Nami hitting level 2 forces the flash out of Rags to Boss. And everything turning up Pistlet's Revenge at the start of this game.
Yeah, it's just the laning advantages in bot lane, this horrible jungle start. Let's see if they can recover. I don't know where they're going to look to recover because you can't really gank in Olaf early. He has axes infinitely. Like if he picks it up, dueling is going to be hard. Maybe they can look on this flashless Cassiopeia mid, right?
Yeah, I mean that is a potential target. We'll see if Babbles is able to make his way there. You're my son, walking forward, zoning off the Xayah Yuumi from the lane, but overall bot seems to be going okay, minus that early flash.
Yeah, it's just one stone blown for the ignite of Triangle Plant, and we see the Hecarim currently clearing bot side jungle, so maybe looking for the level 3 dive. But we also see Kane on his Raptors right now. Might have to skip his red if he wants to make it down here on time.
Yeah, oh, a nice E from the Xayah, so able to get a little bit of damage off. Hoptech now trading with weak side mid lane. Does take the Q, but he's a higher level, able to trade hard. But the dash denied, and Hoptech able to finish off the kill with the auto. But Cloudy now coming in, chasing down Hoptech. Hoptech flashes away, and not able to survive. Cloudy claims the kill.
Solo bolo from Hoptech onto weak side mid lane. The flashless Cassiopeia could.
The Triangle Plant getting pretty low here in this bot lane. Rags to boss, will he be able to get anything? They are baiting for Cloudy. Triangle Plant taking another Q, but Cloudy now charging in at the Xayah. Lands the E onto Rags to boss, but the bubble follow-up is not there. Rags now trading back onto You're My Son. Now we have another trade going on the mid lane. Babbles coming in for the gank. Weakside mid lane not quite able to finish off Hoptech. Babbles now trading back onto weakside mid. Hoptech coming back in. This could be a double kill for weakside mid lane. And yes, oh, not quite. Yeah, he's able to convert the double kill. What a play by weakside mid lane. Rags to boss not quite able to finishing out on the bot side, so that'll be a pretty big advantage again for Pistlet's Revenge.
You good?
Oh, looks like we had some issues with our connection or something, but it looks like everything should be back to normal now.
Did you see everything that just happened?
I did, yes. I guess you missed it, but yeah, pretty bad play from the side of two mid laners, and weak side mid lane able to pull off the 1v2 while Pistlet's Revenge able to escape in the bot side.
Yeah, it was a pretty just trade of sums in the bot lane. Only one flash left on the Nami, and then a 1v2 mid from weak side mid lane. That was huge.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if the blue side is able to bring anything out to come back into this game, but already down almost 2k gold at 5 minutes. Cloudy way ahead in the jungle farm. It's going to be rough for two mid laners this game.
Yeah, the only bright spot they had was Hoptech's 1v1 kill that immediately got cleaned up by Cloudy, and he blew his flash. And then we saw mid lane responds with a 1v2 mid. This is not a good state of the game for blue side here.
Yeah, we'll see if two mid laners is able to find anything. Babel's now in the bot lane, so maybe they'll be able to pull something off here. Cloudy coming in. A counter gank here might be exactly what they need, but Cloudy seems like he'll be opting not to go in. Jiraxis going in on Euphonia. Oh, Cloudy now jumping on Rags to boss. Babel's there to respond to the play, but now he's getting low. The Ragnarok popped onto... but Euphonia able to escape. Draxus taking a tower shot. The explosive cast coming out. Hoptech now being trained on as well. The combo from Euphonia not quite able to finish off the kill, as it looks like, everywhere around the map people will be escaping.
There is action. It's not just a handshake. Two millioners not willing to handshake their lanes. Euphonia with a very close, almost turning it around for the solo kill. Had the R after the Ragnarok, and then I think he went for the EW, and then just didn't have enough damage. So Drax is trying to push this wave in before he gets too low. And I think he will be able to, as we see Cloudy on the dragon early. which is good
Yeah,
for.
well, with the advantages they've gained on the bot side of the map, that should fall pretty easily to them. I don't think there will be much of a contest here. So yeah, well played by Cloudy and his team to get all these advantages in the early game and start to push forward with those neutral objectives.
Yeah, we saw Midland really pushing his advantage here with a 20 CS lead.
Yeah, Hoptech
And
struggling in
kill
this.
lead. Yeah. A little bit unlucky. But we see Cloudy is ahead, a lot of CS and a kill, but he just based as a straight into ahead in camps. I guess the one bright side is the spot lane really is not having as much trouble as we both thought they were, but mid lane?
Yeah, we said mid lane is completely poked out Hoptech, and it's just struggles as the lane will be pushed in, maybe some plates claimed too. Hoptech trying to stay and hold the CS, but he's very low and could be vulnerable to a dive coming up soon. Euphonia holding the wave outside of his turret. Hoptech just looking to clear out the wave, it looks like. Drax is now jumping back onto Euphonia, but a nice body slam will deny the play.
You don't have a fully charged barrel to kind of even up the trade on the end of this. Oh, he's looking.
Both junglers coming towards the top side.
Back.
Ragnarok popped. He'll be charging towards Euphonia. Babel's trading onto Cloudy as it's split into 2 separate fights. Bot lane trading as well. The Kane coming out, able to finish off Jiraxis, but now Cloudy is running at Babel's. Meanwhile, the Xayah finished off in the bot lane. And Euphonia now looks like he could be winning this trade against Cloudy. Able to land the barrel, and weak side mid lane has now come up. We'll see if Euphonia is able to finish off the kill.
One more
a nice dodge, but the body slam able to finish it off. Weak side mid lane low on mana, so a dodge on the Q is not going to happen. Weak side popping the E, and that will be enough to finish off Euphonia. So overall, a 2v2 in the top side, or 2 deaths for each team, but Rags to Boss also does die in the bot lane, which makes it overall another favorable trade for the side of Pistlet's Revenge.
Agreed. Wickstead mid lane with his mid lane dominance, not looking weak side at all. Pokes out the mid lane, roams up to be the difference maker in the top fight. Like, it's going all right for Pistlet's Revenge right now. Almost 3k up. Drax just doesn't even TP mid, just walks mid to cover the wave for his mid laner, and I guess he's gonna go back top after these minions.
Yeah. Oh, Drax is now jumping towards Hoptech, but the E will be enough to escape for Hoptech, and just an even trade of health. It looks like overall. Rags to Boss now rotating up towards the crab. Maybe will help his jungler clear it.
Yeah, not as much action in the ball lane as we expected, but yeah, one thing we did get right was this Lucianami killing.
But Rags now jumping on Cloudy, able to finish off the kill. What a play from Rags! Picking up the slack. Babel's able to secure a kill, and yeah, he looks like he'll be going for that early lethality, maybe heading towards something, to get that blue cane going.
2 mid laners, their bot lane really bailing out Babel's right now. Kind of getting back into the game compared to the Hecarim.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Oh, good.
And just very surprising that, like, Rags the Boss knows he has his wave pushed out, knows the Lucian Nami's going to be walking back to lane, goes to invade the blue, and I think Cloudy just...
As now Babel's jumping on You Are My Son. The Xayah ult enough to finish off the kill, and weak side mid lane has arrived. Now 4 levels up on Rags. The Culling coming out as well will finish off the kill. Weak side mid lane now trying to finish off Autumn. He does. And yeah, another play favorable for Pistlet's Revenge.
I mean, it was a good play from Rags the Boss. He got used the ulti with his ulti.
Yeah, nice play, but will Euphonia be able to finish off under the tower? It looks like he will. Not even the trade kill coming out for Draxus. Euphonia doing very well on this Gragas. Maybe the one strong point for his team this game.
I would say that Rags the Boss is being a strong play. He's trying his best, but he just got ganked, bro. Like, he got TP'd behind at 11 minutes. What can you do? Yeah, Rags the Boss showing up, but also Euphonia with a 1v2. I guess not even outplay. Draxus kind of just ran it down under the tower, waiting for the kill, but huge state of the game where he just gets the 1v2 solo kill.
Yeah, and he'll be able to get some plates here as well, so Euphonia might be just what they needed to find some light in this game. Only 2k gold down now, and we have some chances for 2 mid laners.
Yeah, while this story right now looks like Xayah versus Cassio, who's going to be able to carry harder, we see this Cassio already rod of ages at 12 minutes, so that means 2 stacks. That means she got it at like 10 or 9 minutes. It's going to be stacking way ahead of schedule. with the Pop Tech level 9 behind the curve. Like, while Zaya is making plays doing damage, this Lucian Nami has been quiet so far, but still does a lot of damage, right? Still something to be feared in this mid game.
Yeah, as Lucian up in gold in his lane as well. Zaya only 70 farm, down over 2,000 gold on the Cassiopeia. So if I had to make my pick right now, I'd definitely say the Cassiopeia is my favorite to be the carry in this game. But we'll see if Rags is able to pull some miracles.
Yeah, we all know this Yumi champion is a little bit busted. So we see Pistol's Revenge going for the second Drake. I do not think 2 mid laners is going to contest. Their jungler is barely there, or just arriving, so no, they give it up.
Yeah, 2 dragons already for Pistol's Revenge.
I'm a little surprised that there's been, with all the fighting top side, there's been no. Oh, look at the lane gank!
Huge damage coming out from Triangle Plant, but now the Yumi ult popped, and Yumi will finish off the kill onto Nami.
Caught by Sun CC. Did he just get plain rooted walking up too far?
Yeah, I think that I guess You're My Son just overextending a little bit, and the not expecting that Kane to be there and able to finish off another kill. Yumi does get this one, which is probably not ideal, but at least that's some life for the side of TML. Rags to boss and Babbles now running down Triangle Plant. The flash from Babbles, but the flash from Triangle Plant as well, able to escape the gank. He will lose some farm under the turret and a plate claimed. Jaraxxus now jumping on Euphonia, but Euphonia able to body slam away. The objective, though, will be going to Cloudy.
Yeah, I have to say, 2 mid laners is doing very well to weather this mid game. They are fighting back. They're getting gold into their carries. Like, their mid lane, Lysandra can be a carry if she gets super ahead, but in this game she's just the CC, just the engage, doesn't need that much gold. Babbles is back in the game, actually has more items than his counterpart.
Rags jumping on You're My Son out of the bush. Hoptech there as well, and a nice play by Hoptech to rotate down and help his side get yet another kill. That'll be very good for the bot lane. The You're My Son has now fallen a third time and doing very well to catch back up into this game.
Yeah, I will say 2 mid laners doing very well fighting back proactive plays. They're really looking as a team. These lane ganks where we have not seen Cloudy in these lanes as much as just showing up to clean up a kill here or there. We side mid lane, they're bullying out their mid laner or lane counterpart. They just roam and clean up some kills. They're not really setting up plays to fight together as much as 2 mid laners are they?
Yeah, no, I agree. Euphonia, quietly building up more of a lead in the top lane, got that level lead, up a bit of gold, got his mythic online, got some CDR, so we'll be looking to him to make a difference. As the Ragnarok popped again, but I don't see Jaraxxus making anything happen here.
Yeah. Looks like Jaraxxus getting kind of impatient after getting CC'd for 3 seconds straight, but I sense some frustration. I don't know. Oh, look.
Hoptech getting denied the claw by the poisoned ground. Cassiopeia flashes in, and Cloudy able to finish off the kill with the ult. A nice play to get yet another kill on Hoptech.
That was a lot of resources for a 1-2 mid laner that you're already beating, though. I guess it is a Herald play, so they're really trying to feed this Cassio. 2 items at 15 minutes. This is their win condition, the Cassio, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. And Cloudy not so weak himself, able to get some of the gold from that Rift Herald as well.
Mm-hmm. But the bot lane situation just seems to have flipped. I guess the burst is just not enough to get through the Yumi shielding and healing anymore, right?
Yeah, I mean, they've Rags able to claim a couple of kills and with their P ganks, but now weak side mid lane jumping onto Babbles. I'm not sure Babbles is going to be able to survive this, and he does a nice job to escape dodging the last Q.
But someone's going to have to bail Jaraxxus out of this top lane, so he's just going to get continually poked out from this tiered Gragas that can just cycle cooldowns, heal up on him, while Jaraxxus has to auto to heal, but he doesn't have access to the wave.
Yeah, looks like it. Euphonia just doing very well in this matchup in the top lane, so good on him to bring out his Gragas and look very sharp against a very good top laner Jaraxxus.
But the state of the game has kind of returned to what it was, 2.5k gold lead because of the amazing Herald play in the mid lane. But It's just kind of farming for both junglers, and I think Weakside mid lane is looking to extend his lead to the other lanes because this Lucian Nami lane is not doing as well as it hopes against this Zai Yumi. Top lane is winning, so Weakside mid lane is feeling the pressure here, kind of, because their lane dominant Olaf did not really dominate lane. Their early game jungler did not entirely outpace this Kayn, right? So the only super strong point they have is this Cass. So I wonder how he's going to try and extend his lead.
Yeah, and on the other side, we'll see if we're able to have two mid laners use things like the Sandra ult to pick off weak side mid lane, claim that shutdown, and if weak side mid lane can be taken off the map, then two mid laners would be in a pretty good spot to try and claim some objectives for themselves.
Yeah, we see Babbles go for another lane gank, but Triangle Plant, you and my son, traumatized by getting lane gank 2 times, ganked by the mid laner, and not having the support of their team, really. They're just standing at tower with smart decision.
Yeah, Cloudy potentially looking to go in, but he'll smartly back off. I don't know if going in quite that early would have been good for them. Olaf has come down, and yeah, it looks like Pistlet's Revenge will all of a sudden get control over this dragon, and
it's a situation.
Yeah, and Soul Point potentially on the line here, so we'll have to see if two mid laners is able to prevent that.
Cassiopeia does do giga damage to objectives.
Cloudy jumping towards Hoptech. Hoptech able to escape, and a pretty even health trade, but Hoptech now backing. Looks like he might try to TP back in. Babbles coming in.
Looking for a TP flank, but Babbles has no E now. He just used it to look. He's looking for
and Cloudy secures the dragon. A nice play by Cloudy, and now Babbles and Hoptech in the pit. The Cassio ult comes out, and a nice kill onto Hoptech. Drax is charging in, pops the Ragnarok, dealing some damage to Euphonia. Not quite able to finish off the kill as a nice recall on the feathers from Rags to Boss, able to zone off the rest of the team and at least stem some of the bleeding. But overall, a pretty good play for Cloudy's team as they've now gotten on this whole point. Rags to Boss block, and yeah, nothing will come of that either. Babbles is going towards Cloudy, pops the ult. Not quite enough damage to finish him off, and Triangle Plant able to secure the kill, but meanwhile, Cassiopeia getting jumped on. Euphonia able to finish off Cassiopeia. And another 1-for-1 trade.
Huge shutdown for a side of two mid laners. Like, I have to question, like, I mean, he saw the Kayn are his jungler, and he tried to go help, but he was getting zoned by 3 members of the enemy team. I don't think he could have walked there.
Yeah, I agree, and he was punished for it. Euphonia able to get even more gold on the Gragas.
Yeah, if it weren't for that kill, that teamfight would have been majorly positive for the side of Pistlet's Revenge. They got the dragon, they traded 1-for-1. It was well played by Weakside mid lane, getting the Cassiopeia Petrifying Gaze onto 2 inside of the pit, denying the Lissandra lockdown. But it was just after the fight, after the dragon was taken, a little bit of scuffling, and they get the huge shutdown onto the Cassiopeia, but unfortunately it was not on the AD, it was on the AP Gragas.
Yeah, so with the Baron now spawning, what do you think the side of team 2 mid laners needs to do to sort of build an advantage in this game and maybe fight back against the 3 dragons of Pistlet's Revenge?
Oh, not this.
Yes.
Oh my
wow.
God.
The Hecarim has now caught out both bot laners, and that might be the Baron going to the side of Pistlet's Revenge. So not a good look.
That is a big weakness of this Yumi, is that it's very hard to get vision because you have to, like, you're going to be sitting on your AD. Your AD is not very tanky. He's not going to be sitting on this Kayn who can't really get caught out either. They do have to walk in and get vision, and I guess it is difficult with this no tank team comp, right?
Yeah, for sure. Xayah not even able to pop the ult there, so just going down immediately. Maybe if we're able to see that come out, as Euphony has jumped into one-shot Nami, but I don't know if that's going to help too much. As now, I think Babbles will go down as well. Yeah, not able to escape, and the Baron and several kills going over to the side of Pistlet's Revenge, who now have a stranglehold on this game with the gold lead and 3 dragons.
Yeah, it all fell apart when they just let their mid lane, or they had their Yumi plus AD try to clear mid wave too far up with their jungler nowhere near. I was gonna say what they need to set up for this Baron is help their AD push mid, and you can sack Lissandra waves. She's not gonna be anything but a CC bot. There's no way she's doing damage in this game. I think Lissandra has to accompany the rest of the team, but before they can set up any team plays, they just get run down by this Hecarim, who's very ahead now.
Yeah, a lot of kills and a pretty big gold lead for him. He's up over 2,000 gold, and it's going to be very hard for the side of two mid laners to come back into this game at this point.
Yeah, this blue Kayn only really works from ahead, but even if he runs at the two bot laners, like maybe you can get the Nami, but
And Hoptech jumped on again by Cloudy, pops the ult, but I doubt it will be enough. Yeah, Cloudy easily. Yeah, able to finish off another kill. Babel's jumping in, but looks like he'll probably just die as well.
You have to be able to kill them faster than they kill you, but you're so far behind and they're so far ahead. Like, there's not enough damage on this blue Kayn to be a useful champion. The Lissandra does no damage, only CC. Their damage in their top and bot lane is just... Oh, and they're looking, though.
Yeah, Rags the boss able to pop You're My Son. A nice flash on the triangle plant, able to finish off that kill as well. Euphonia here to bail out the Yuumi, but it's not quite enough. And Drax is able to finish off 2 return kills. And while that was a nice play from Rags the boss, I'm not sure if it'll really help them out too much here.
Rags the boss trying to pull out the hero plays. He knows that this game is not going well. He looks for the 2v2 mid lane with his top lane coming, but oh, flash!
Yeah, the flash whiffed by the Gragas and not able to do much to the Cassiopeia there, who's only getting stronger in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Rags the boss picked up the 300 gold bounty on or shutdown on the Lucian and got a sick flash Gale Force play after killing the Nami after killing the Nami to kill the Lucian. But I guess at that point you just gotta take what you can get, right?
Yeah, I think so. As they'll now probably get the soul here. Babel's trying to get the steal. Flashes in, but not quite enough as Cloudy able to finish off the dragon and the kill. He is just dominating on this Hecarim this game.
Yeah, early game was a little bit quiet, but now it seems like he's just running away with it. He can run at anyone. The only person who can kill him is Rags the boss, but if he's running at him, his team's behind him, and he can't fight them all, right? So, Hoptech looking for a flank?
Yeah, nice to dump in by Hoptech. Pops the ult, and enough to finish off the Lucian.
This is what I was saying. Two mid laners, when they play as a team and they have the CC, and their damage is hitting, they can kill this like pseudo bruisery comp on red side of just the Hecarim and like they can kill anyone. They don't have a pure tank on the red side. It's just, can they get in those positions without getting killed, right?
Yeah, and this Hecarim is not going to make it easy. Incredibly strong right now, and will pretty much one-shot a lot of the carries on the side of two mid laners. So we'll see if they're able to play around that.
Infernal really helps the one-shot potential of a lot of these champions as well. This Lucian burst combo of EWR, don't even have to auto, could be deadly to a lot of these two mid laners members.
Yeah, so let's say you're 2 mid laners in this game, down almost 7,000 gold, down the soul. What can they look to do to potentially get back into this game?
You can. What I would say is like you have to have one person clear side, and then you have to group the other. You have to group at least 3 and just help your Xayah kill people. I would say Gragas probably just clears sides because he's safest with Qs, right? And then if Lissandra can lock down anyone but maybe Cassiopeia, the Xayah can really blow him up with the Yuumi slows and help like the Echoes of Helia damage assisting. I think the Xayah can kill anyone on the team, but he just has to have space to fight and not die, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see if they're able to get that off. The Elder spawning in just a few minutes here, I mean, that could be another avenue for them to look towards to get back into the game. Maybe a steal from Babels could be what they need, but it's definitely going to be very tough.
I do think that Red Side realizes the only way that they lose is losing, like, hemorrhaging gold from group, like, odd numbered fights. So they're just kind of grouping up. They're letting their super strong Cassiopeia on the side who can pretty much 1v2 anyone. Like, they know that if Xayah goes to contest the Cassiopeia, they will win every fight. So they're just letting Cassio win on side and grouping the rest so they make sure they don't get outnumbered.
Yeah, the culling pop from Lucian to clear out the wave, and Babel's trying to get some damage off, but oh, but now Cloudy going towards Rag the Boss, not quite jumping in. So Rags the Boss will be okay, but Drax is able to push out the bot lane, and oh, but
What is this
Euphonia
Astra
jumping on the weak
doing?
side mid lane, a nice ult, but it looks like they don't have the damage. As now Euphonia will be finished off. Babel's trying to get in there, but can't really do much.
Well, Cassio knew what he was doing. He knew he had the support of the team.
Yeah, Rags the Boss now going on to triangle plant, but now he's in the middle of the enemy team. A nice flash, Hoptech getting chased down, and Rags the Boss trying to get some kills, but the team fight's going to come up all Pistlet's revenge as they're not TPing in the base looking to finish off this game.
It was a valiant effort from Rags the Boss, but just the money talks. They slap him with their wallets in the mid lane. It looked okay. I thought they were going to catch out the Cassiopeia, but the Hecarim rolled in. The Lucian Nami was also there, and the Zai could not hit for free. I think this Gargoyle Stoneplate build was very smart. He knew that if he got focused, he could just tank it and let the rest of his team help him kill the rest, right?
Yeah, and Pistlet's Revenge going up to 2-0. The only team to yet secure a win in the tournament, and they've gotten 2 of them, so they'll be playing again soon, and we'll see if they're able to continue their win streak.
Indeed. Is that game coming right up next?
Yeah, so because we had a bit of a delay here, we're gonna have to get ahead on the next game, which is supposed to start in 4 minutes. So yeah, we'll catch you guys again after a bit of a break. But a great game to start off the day, and we'll see how the next game goes.
Indeed.